What's up, guys? It's Missy. I'm back with another SimCity Buildit video, and today we're going to talk about the Contest of Mayors. As many of you noticed when you opened up the Contest of Mayors this week, we started the new Season 10 pass. Now, I had just finished the CoM guide, okay, because I had studied the way that the assignments worked for the past 6 years, 5 to 6 years that I've been playing. They have added some tasks over the course of the couple of years between, with the new regional maps and the war feature. However, they have never exceeded anything. They've never given us this many 3K tasks or anything above 3K aside from the limited time production task like the tapestry or whatever, and the double points week for the Contest of Mayors pass. You get a double points week at the end. Now, the pink plumb bob points that you see here right next to the points value, you have green ones and pink ones. The green ones go towards your Season 10 pass, okay? The pink ones go towards your limited time pumpkin pass, which is here on the left-hand side of your screen. You can earn these pink plumb bob points by doing multiple things, right? You can do house upgrades, which I recommend you do not do unless you're at that point in your game where you're not camping. You can do the assignments, and most of the assignments should give you, 20. As you can see here, the London upgrades are only worth 5. Now, here's the thing, okay? We used to only get 2 3K tasks at any one time. This allowed us to basically say, okay, anything that is a 3K task is premium and anything that is not 3K is non-premium. And so I broke it down into 2 groups, and then you analyze multiple things when you go to make the selection, such as the league that you're in. Based on what league you're in will determine how many assignments you get of a higher points value. So before today, which I don't know because now I'm not in a lower league, right? It used to be that you guys would not be able to get 3K tasks in the lower leagues. Well, I don't know if that's still the case. Like I said, I'm learning this all over again because they changed it on us. So this week, basically what's going on is, as you're noticing, see how many 3K tasks I have here? So I'm seeing a 3K upgrade London, which is typical, and then a 3K upgrade Sunny, which again, that is typical, right? But what's not typical is getting a war deliveries, 6 war deliveries for 3K on top of these 2 3K ones sitting here. Then I have a launch 3 disaster and a Irv wave coins for 3K. Now, if this is the case, and they're going to keep all of these premiums of a higher points value, then this changes the way you would choose your tasks based off of the guide that I wrote. So, for example, let's say before we only had the top 2 that were 3K. So the top 2 upgrades are 3K. Before, you would have had to cancel one of these or do one of these, right? Well, now you have the ability to get 3K tasks, multiple 3K tasks at a time. So that changes that part of the guide. Now, it also changes the dynamic of how you're going to choose your tasks. So let's say that you had a launch 1 VU. It has eliminated the possibility of a launch 3 popping up that I know of. I don't know if they changed it. For all I know, they changed it to where you can have a launch 3 VU and a launch 1 VU at the same time. I don't think they changed that, but we'll see. So basically what I'm going to be doing this week, because what was supposed to happen is I was supposed to put out the guide for you guys, which I did, which I spent hours on, by the way, last night. I released it last night so it would be ready for you guys for the contest. I put it up on our Facebook group, which if you're looking for that, you type SimCity Buildit MissyAnne into Facebook and you go join our group. Now, so I went through and I made the guide and I posted it to the Facebook group, like I said, so you guys would have it ready for you. Then what happens is CoM starts and boom, I see all these 3K tasks sitting in there and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? What did somebody down EA needs fired because they done broke the game. Like, they better get back in there and fix this shit. Like, So everybody's probably sitting there all super stoked, like, yeah, cool, we get to earn more points. It's probably because they just want us to earn more points for the pass. Well, no, that's not it, because think about it for a minute. If that was the case, why not just lower the value of the points needed to finish the pass? Why fuck up the whole game? You wouldn't fuck up the whole game just for that, right? So you would just lower it or give us more double points or add more assignments to each league. Like, come on, dude. It is not for that, okay? They have had it this way for... That's no coincidence, okay? Something ain't right here. So they changed it, okay? So now let's just go ahead and assume that, and so I've seen ones for about 4,300. They're tapestry ones. And then I've seen ones for 3,600, the white pillar one. And I have, as you can see, I am in Metro. Let me pull this up. Yes, I am in Metro. So I started with 50 tasks, okay? I've only done one task plus the one that I have selected here. So that's 2. So as you can see, I've only done 2 3K tasks. Now, before today, the whole purpose was to run a 2K average. Now, if we're doing this many 3K tasks, that's going to increase our average quite a bit, actually. So now you're actually aiming for a higher than 2K average. I don't know exactly how high. I'm only going to be able to know that after compiling data and seeing exactly what the results are. So what you guys can do for me, first off, the way you can get back to me for all the advice that I've given you guys would, one, be to hit subscribe on my channel. Okay, that's first thing. Second thing would be obviously advertise my content if anybody asks for help on Reddit or other Facebook groups or whatever. The third thing, the most important thing you can do is help me help you. Okay, so what I need from you guys is, and what would be most beneficial for me, honestly, is for you guys to take a screenshot of your full list of assignments, okay? And then I want you to take a screenshot of every single task that you do. So what you'll do is I want to know what league, I need to know what league you're in, obviously, which if I want to know exactly how many assignments you have, and I want to see your points value in the picture. So right here, do a screenshot the bottom part of the list, okay? That's the first step. The second step would be, now you're onto your other assignment. Now, I can see, you don't need to do the bottom part of your list in every single one you send me because you're sending them all to me in a row, right? So I know which one you chose based off of which picture you sent me. So let's say that I did this one and then I chose war deliveries. I would see that that one is missing out of the screenshot, and then I'd flip to the next one and I would see it available. So you don't need to keep sending me the bottom part of your list, right? So here's what you're going to do. If you're in my Contest of Mayors training group, you're going to send me any questions you have, and I'm going to give you guys the answers to the best of my ability. At the end of this week, okay, I want screenshots from all of you. Anybody on here watching this, if you guys have me on Facebook, type in MissyAnne, and you will, from Marysville, Washington, you'll see my black and white photo that I have as my profile picture, and you guys can send me your messages, your screenshots through the messages, okay? Now, when you do that, I'm gonna, at the end of this week's contest, I'm going to take all of your guys' screenshots. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to study the entire pattern, every single one of yours, okay? And I'm going to say, okay, so-and-so did this, 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 and this. And this was the result of this. And then I want, and here's this super important part, when you guys are done, after you won the prize, I don't care, like once your assignments are finished, that's one thing. But after COM ends and is completely done, I want you to go to your leaderboard. I don't care what league you're in, okay? But make sure I know, you know what I'm saying? Go to your leaderboard, go all the way to whatever placement you have, and take a screenshot. Now, if you are not in first place, I want you to go to the top of the leaderboard and take a screenshot of first place all the way to 10th place, okay? This is super important because what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be compiling data, and I want to know what the overall average is for every single player within the top 10 rank, okay? Once I get that all figured out, I can study it all, I'll get all the data compiled, and then I'll write up the guide on how you're going to choose your tasks next round. I do not think that this is a fluke. I don't think this is something that is just this week and is going to go away. It would be really nice if it was, but I just don't see what the purpose of that would be. Now, a lot of people might think, oh, it's just, like I said, it's just for the for people to finish the pass. The pass wasn't hard to finish. It was only 611,000 points, which is like nothing, dude. And if that was the case, they would just lower the points it takes to do it. They wouldn't make you sit here, and they wouldn't screw up the game this much, right? Like this, they know this screws with the dynamics. They're not stupid. They know what the hell they're doing when it comes to messing with shit, okay? So, people get too smart. They stop paying money. They start playing efficiently. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to change it. No shit, right? So, I'm going to break it down again, and I'm going to write another guide, and I'm going to try to get you guys to back up to where you guys are winning, you know, first place every single week. So, do the best that you can this week. Assume the best advice I have for you guys this week is assume that a 3K task is not, assume you're not trying to run a 2K average, okay? So if you look at my list right now, I'm not seeing anything lower than 1,000 points, right? That means, let's say hypothetically that they eliminated the 800 point tasks. I don't know if they did or not, but I'm going to assume that they did, okay? Now, let's say that the 1,000 point task is the highest one right now. Then that would mean a 3K is like a 2K, right? So the question is, how high do they go? I know I've seen them as high as 4,300, but is it just that one task? How many of these can have multiples? How many 3K tasks can you have? I have to study all of these different patterns, okay? I cannot tell you anything more than that. All I can tell you right now is there's going to be a lot of players that see these 3K tasks. They're going to be all gung-ho, and they're going to be burning through them like a madman, okay? Try to keep your points value as high as you can, and try to focus on your premiums and your non-premiums. The guide that I wrote is still up. You can read it, but understand that a lot of that stuff doesn't apply now, okay? So don't try to learn that guide 100% the way that it's written, because I'd say about half of what's in it doesn't apply anymore. So just take that into consideration, okay? Try to do the best that you can this week. Send me your stuff, and I will do the best that I can to get a guide made up by next week. I'm hoping that I can get it figured out by next week, right? If you are not in Mega and you're in Meta or lower league, I would also like to see your tasks. Don't try to run a 2K average or 3K average in the lower leagues. Do not spend any cash. Do not spend anything like that in the lower leagues. Burn through your land expansion upgrades in the lower leagues. Okay, that still remains the same. Beach and mountain, those you should only be doing in Mega. That is going to remain the same. Okay, now don't do any launch 1 VUs as of now, because you have way too many 3K tasks here available to do anything like that. Maybe you will. In very rare instances, you will. But try to keep your points values really, really high, okay? Now, I'm going to do a road upgrade video because you guys, a lot of you have been having trouble getting your road set up. So I'm going to get that one done right now, okay? So if you guys have been waiting for that, make sure that you stick around today, because I'm going to try to get it up within the next 30-40 minutes. All right,